Hey, welcome to Sports Lagniappe. I'm John Burke. Thanks for joining us here today from Ruffino's Italian Restaurant on Highland Road in Baton Rouge. Well, when the NFL draft rolls around come April, the New England Patriots are notorious for drafting LSU Tigers. Think back Kevin Falk, Jarvis Green, etc. Well, Natchez, Mississippi native Stephen Ridley continues LSU's tradition in Beantown. Derek Panamsky sits down with the New England tailback.
What's your best football memory?
My best football memory would have to be Tennessee at home, man. Game was over.
It's funny you mention that because I've got in my notes here. What would have happened if they had stopped you?
I wasn't getting stopped, man. There was no way, and I don't mean that in a cocky way at all, but we threw the ball the play before that, and we came back to the sidelines, and I remember just telling Coach, just give it to me, like give me the ball. And we ran the play, man, and hit the linebacker on the line. And it was me against him, and it's everything that I had in me. And you either be a zero or a hero on that night, man, and all I could do is just drive. And I just kept pushing until I fell in, and the next thing I know, the whole team was on top of me, and my leg was kind of pinned up in the pile, and I had no idea, if I had scored or not, but I just knew everybody was excited, so hey, it was a win.
When you think about that, and that memory, that experience, would you say that's a fair play to kind of sum up what kind of player you were?
I'd have to say so. I'd have to say so because I think that was man-on-man football right there. And it comes a time when you have to get big, man. And that's what you live for. That's the moments, that's the game that's played. And it's right there on the goal line, inches that you're fighting for. So to go out there and to have the whole team on your back and know that game was in your hands, what more could I ask for as a player? They came to me. They called my number. I have to go out there for LSU, for Baton Rouge, and I've got to win this game. So it was awesome. And to look back on it, it's like, wow. You know what I mean? Like I really did that.
When you think about it, and like you say, the team needs one play. This is your Michael Jordan moment. All right, they're isolating for you. You got to make that shot. When you think about it, and now that your LSU days are over with, is there kind of the thought that goes in your head about when you're asked to be the guy, and the Al Pacino speech, you need that 1 yard. What's it like to be that guy that they ask that 1 yard?
It's not many times that they call on you to do something like that, but when they do call on you, you have to come through. You have to come through. I believe in finishing. And, I've been on both sides. But when you're victorious and you win, you're on top of the world, man. You're walking on the clouds, and I remember it like yesterday, to hit that guy and to be stalemated, and it was just like everything that I had to cross the goal line. And I wasn't going backwards. I just was not going to happen, and for me, it's a memory, and it's nothing but a blur now. But to see that and experience that and to be that person, it's awesome. It's like, what else could you want? You got the whole team. The whole team's trusting in you, Steven. We got to score. Chase Claymont told me right before the place, he said, no matter what happens after this, Ridley, I still love you. And I was like, what? Like, nobody's died here, man. But I remember him saying that. And he told me that, and we hit the play, broke the huddle, and that was all she wrote, man.
Who was your biggest influence as a football player?
My mom, Carolyn Ridley. And I'll say that because strong Christian woman. And any doubt, any concern, anything that I had, I could go to her with, and she was going to refer me straight to the Bible. And that's something I know that's solid and that I could never doubt. And for me, on the football field, we play every Saturday, every Sunday, whatever it is. We put our life on the line, man, body on the line. We're going to war every weekend. And for me, your faith has to be strong because you're going to be tested, not just on the field, not just on game day, the whole process, Monday through Friday, Monday through Saturday, the hours, the work that you put in. You have to be a mentally tough person to go through it. And my mom was the one who just taught me, like nothing breaks you. When God's on your side, you don't have anything to fear, and I really don't. I mean, it's another man on the other side of the ball, but hey, is he working as hard as I'm working? Does he believe like I believe? You know what I mean? And for me, that's all the comfort that I need to go out there and play, you know, balls out every play.
What's your best memory of being a football player as a young kid?
Winning a state championship. And I can say that because I watched my brother win one. And I was determined that by the time I left high school, that I was going to win a state championship. I'm blessed. I'm fortunate, you know, to have a high school state championship. I come into a national championship. Even though I didn't play, I got that experience. I got to see and feel what it was like to be there. And the only thing I'm hoping and wishing for now is a Super Bowl. So for me, my biggest moment was my high school state championship because why? I had to put the team on my back then. And I'm still close to my high school coach, and we still talk about it to this day. It's a championship, it's a ring, and everybody wants to be surrounded with a champion. Everybody wants to be a champion. So for me, that's bar none, man, is my high school state championship.
Do you think that the way that your LSU career played out, having to work your way on the field, playing fullback, waiting around while other guys left for the NFL, you think that prepared you for pro football?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, it put a fire inside me, you know, that nobody can take away from me. I mean, it doesn't matter what you do to me, what you say to me, how long I have to wait, so-and-so's in front of you. I'm still working just as hard, and every day I'm making steps. I'm gaining ground. I'm gonna work hard. I'm gonna outwork whoever's competing with me on my job. And that's what I learned here at LSU. You know, it wasn't about coming in and being the man right away. They said you had to earn your stripes. And they meant that. You come out here, you play special teams first. They want to see how tough you are. You go down there on special teams, you make some plays. You make a few things happen. Then they'll put the ball in your hands. You hold on to the football. You know, you run the football. Once you start running the football, they start putting a little bit more trust in you. They start, you know, calling the plays that you want to call. In crucial game moments, they're calling your number to go in there and make the play. But it wasn't all just overnight. And I think that as a young man and going to an adult, that's what I had to learn, was hard work. It pays off in the end always.
Tell me about it. The kids need braces, I need a root canal, and Dad's old dentures are broken. That means 3 dental appointments all across town. Bobby Bear?
Mom, you need to call Louisiana Dental Center. They see kids and adults and have specialists at every location. They even have Friday and Saturday appointments.
That's great. I'll call him now. But who's gonna do the dishes?
Yeah, I know, me and my big mouth.
The best tires on the road from brands like Michelin, BF Goodrich, and more. 6 months no interest, free oil changes, and the cleanest stores in the industry. All this at 4 convenient locations. We are Skid Marks Tires and Auto Service. Leave your mark.
Let First Choice entertain you. Get a 42-inch flat screen HD TV, audio bar, and Blu-ray player with Wi-Fi for just $19.99 a week. Plus, get a $6 Redbox gift card as long as you rent. Come to any First Choice location for details or go to firstchoicerto.com.
Louisiana Dental Center, the preferred dental office of the New Orleans Saints and the LSU Tigers. Your dental home team.
WVLA Sports Director Matt Boudreau is a local boy who is living the dream of covering sports in Baton Rouge. Jessica Pomeroy sits down on the NBC 33 set with Matt Boudreau.
We're here with Matt Boudreau, Sports Director of NBC 33 and Fox 44, asking him our 5 questions for the media that we really want to know. Matt, best game you've ever covered?
The best game, I would have to say, would be LSU Alabama 2011 on the road in Tuscaloosa. It's the game of the century, people call it. So when you look back, all the hype that was put into that game starting months before, the game lived up to it. Yeah, there weren't any touchdowns, but it was just an old-fashioned, good football game that people got to enjoy. And when you go back and I look at every game I've covered, I don't think any game has lived up to the hype as much as that one. And there was a lot of hype on that one. So I would say LSU Alabama. On the road, it wasn't in Tiger Stadium, but it was a fun game. The environment was fun surrounding it, and then inside the stadium, it was great as well.
Okay, and what about best player ever covered?
Favorite player, as of now, I think it would be Patrick Peterson. Of course, it's not only good what he's done on the field for LSU and now in the NFL, but what he's done off the field, the way he's handled himself in media sessions and to kids and giving back to charity. I think that he's just a complete package, and they don't come around that often, guys like Patrick Peterson. Obviously, he's not a Louisiana guy, but got him to come to Baton Rouge, and I think he fell in love with it. I think Baton Rouge is one of his homes now. Of course, now he's in Arizona with the NFL, but he's a guy that, and there's plenty of them. There's a lot of guys that I enjoy covering, but right now, the success that he's had, he's still Patrick Peterson when you see him on campus, and he'll still come and talk to you. So he's right now, I'd say, my favorite player I've ever covered.
Favorite venue to cover a game in?
Favorite venue, it's tough because I've been to a lot of different venues across the country, but I really think Alec Box Stadium is one place that I've always enjoyed going to as a kid and now as a reporter, and being there, just the atmosphere. You have these fans who have been going to the box, the old box and now the new box for so many years, and they still show up no matter what. If it's raining, if it's 45 degrees and windy, they're there, and there's just something special about that place when you look at the history before the new box and the old box and all the College World Series titles and Skip Bertman building up to where you do now. And I think that the box rivals many of the major league stadiums and minor league stadiums. So it's just very uncommon to have such a special place in a college setting. And I think, you know, it's a great place for college baseball fans. And of course, South Louisiana has some great ones to go out there and watch a game. Favorite season to cover? Favorite season, I would have to say, would be football season. Number one, it's not as hot as you get into it. You start off in the summer and watching the guys in fall camp, and it's really, really hot. And then football season, of course, in Baton Rouge, people live for that. It's something that a lot of people around the country do. Everyone around the nation knows about college football, but I think in Baton Rouge in particular, they do it really special. You go to the tailgates in the morning, they're cooking breakfast. By noon, lunch is on the grill. And then before the game, they have some pregame snacks. So with the outside atmosphere of the fans and everyone getting pumped up on the Friday night to the actual game day thing, I think football season is great. You don't only have LSU, but you can go to high schools on Friday nights and watch the next group of great athletes play. And then on Sunday, you have the NFL, the pros, the guys who get paid for it. So it's always a very busy time of year for everyone involved. But football season, it flies by, 6 months. But it's without a doubt my favorite time of year.
Okay, Matt, and last but not least, your favorite player as a kid?
Favorite player as a kid, I would say Steve Young, quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. Obviously, they were really good in the early to mid-'90s, and that's when I was a youngster flipping on the TV. And I just thought he had a lot of guts as a quarterback to go out there every Sunday and take a beating. And, he's had concussions and things, but he always got back up. He seemed like the ideal team leader. And as a youngster, I was a quarterback on a little peewee team, so I kind of had to look up to somebody. And always Steve Young knew how to win, and he knew how to fit into a group of guys and make them champions. So when I look back and try and figure out who was my favorite player, I think Steve Young is a guy that will always come to mind. I just liked his courageousness, and obviously he was successful winning Super Bowls too.
Tell me about it. The kids need braces, I need a root canal, and Dad's old dentures are broken. That means 3 dental appointments all across town. Bobby Abear?
Mom, you need to call Louisiana Dental Center. They see kids and adults and have specialists at every location. They even have Friday and Saturday appointments.
That's great. I'll call him now. But who's gonna do the dishes?
Yeah, I know, me and my big mouth.
Let First Choice entertain you. Get a 42-inch flat screen HD TV, audio bar, and Blu-ray player with Wi-Fi for just $19.99 a week. Plus, get a $6 Redbox gift card as long as you rent. Come to any First Choice location for details or go to firstchoicerto.com.
The best tires on the road from brands like Michelin, BF Goodrich, and more. 6 months no interest, free oil changes, and the cleanest stores in the industry. All this at 4 convenient locations. We are Skid Marks Tires and Auto Service. Leave your mark.
Toothache.
Gingivitis.
Plaque.
Cavity.
Tartar.
Tooth decay.
Gum disease.
Abscess tooth?
What's that?
A filling.
Not a crown.
A bridge?
You mean I need a root canal?
Come on, man.
The only thing worse than hearing those words is hearing that your dentist can't see you today. Call Louisiana Dental Center, home of the same-day appointment.
20 years, First Choice has made your life better with our great selection of brand name furniture, electronics, and appliances at flexible payment plans to meet any budget. And at First Choice, there are no credit checks and no one's refused. Come into any First Choice location or shop online at firstchoicerto.com.
You know, some folks think that the muffalata is the perfect sandwich. Well, after you see this, you might think of it as the perfect tailgate food as well. Here's Derek Panamsky.
Welcome back to our tailgate segment, live at Ruffino's, here with chefs Peter Sclafani and Gino Sclafani. They're going to give us a little tailgate treasure, the muffalata.
You know, it's a sandwich that is full of controversy because there's a lot of controversy over where the muffalata was founded. Was it Central Grocery or was it 2 doors down at Progress Grocery? I wasn't around back then, so I don't really know. I'm going to tell you.
Try both of them.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
I'm going to tell you what I think makes the best muffalata is the olive salad. It's the key ingredient. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with some green olives, and I have some black olives here. Important note, make sure they're pitted. You want the seeds out of the olives. So we've got some red onions, a little bit of celery, a lot of garlic. I've got some green onions here, a little bit of Italian flat leaf parsley. I never use that curly parsley, only the Italian flat leaf. Some dried oregano, then some good extra virgin olive oil. And for vinegar, I'm using a little Steen's cane vinegar. And then we got some fresh ground black pepper. Now, if you like a really rustic version, you can just hand chop all of these if you'd like. But I'm going to, for some speed, put it in the food processor and just pulse it a little bit to get all those ingredients mixed up and the olives chopped up. So what I like to do is I like to take the olive salad, and I always put my olive salad on the bottom of the bread instead of on the top. And that way, the olive oil that's released from this olive salad gets soaked into that bread, and you don't lose any of that great flavor.
Now, I know he said that the olive salad is the most important, but I hate to tell you, it's the meat and cheese that's the most important, all right?
I'm shocked. You guys are disagreeing about this. Now, tell me why you think it's the meat and the cheese.
Well, have you ever had a sandwich with just olive salad? No. You know, you got meat on your sandwich, right?
That's right.
All right. So what happens, we're going to start off with some mortadella. It's an imported ham stuffed with all that fat. Again, just pure deliciousness. Okay? So I'm going to start with that. Then I got some ham. Then I'm going to come in with some salami. And then I'm going to put on some provolone cheese on top. Some people like to heat it.
I'm one of those guys. I know they want to string me up in New Orleans when I say this, but I love to take this sandwich and stick it in the oven for just a couple of minutes, toast the bread up, get that cheese just starting to melt. I don't want to heat it too much. I think that makes a great muffalata.
When you use the right meat and cheese, it's going to be perfect every time, okay? Hot or cold. So it's just a great, great item, and it's fun for everybody to
Now,
do.
you know what else I like to do, Derek? It's really great for tailgating, is maybe you make up a few sandwiches, but you got some extra olive salad and some extra meats left over. Go ahead and chop all that up. Toss it with some cooked pasta, like some shells or elbow macaroni. Makes a great muffalata pasta salad.
So you got a couple of different things you can do here, but one of the great things about this, you can make it at home, travel out to the tailgate, but also, hey, if they're playing on the road, it's perfect for at the house.
That's right.
Great.
Louisiana Dental Center, the preferred dental office of the New Orleans Saints and the LSU Tigers. Your dental home team.
Well, he's been an LSU Tiger on the field. He's roamed the sidelines as a reporter. He's even spent time in the booth doing color commentary. Now, Gordy Rush joins us for our 5 media questions. The best game you ever covered or played in?
Earthquake game, 1988, LSU Auburn, no doubt. I just remember the emotions, and after we won that football game, the whole locker room was basically crying.
Best player you ever covered or played with?
Rod Woodson, no doubt about it. I backed him up at Purdue. At 225, 230 pounds, he could still run a 4.2, 4.3 40. He was amazing.
The favorite venue you have in the SEC other than LSU?
I'm a big fan of Neyland Stadium. I just love the idea of that stadium on the Tennessee River and all the boats coming up. I think that's a special place.
The Vol Navy, very popular place. Your favorite LSU football season ever?
Well, 2011. I had my first year as a sideline reporter, and it was just an amazing year, so definitely 11.
Finally, your favorite player growing up?
O.J. Simpson. and not my favorite person right now, but OJ, I was a running back. I wore number 32, and I had his shoes. He had the Juice Mobiles, so I was a OJ Simpson fan, no question.
For 20 years, First Choice has made your life better with our great selection of brand name furniture, electronics, and appliances at flexible payment plans to meet any budget. And at First Choice, there are no credit checks, no one's refused. Come into any First Choice location or shop online at firstchoicerto.com.
Many of the national recruiting services list Leonard Fournette, the St. Aug running back, as the top recruit in the entire nation. He's still undecided, but our Derek Panamsky had a chance to talk with Leonard Fournette.
Derek Panamsky here with Leonard Fournette, All-American running back at St. Augustine High School, here in the weight room at St. Aug. And this is obviously a place you've been comfortable with. You've been on the national landscape now this is your 4th year. It almost seems as though you've been, one of the best players in the country for a long time now. What's it been like for you to be a guy that's been, the center of attention for going on 4 years now?
Since my freshman year, starting off early, it's been fun. Time go by fast. I remember just 9th grader, with Trent Johnner and his playing with them, and now I'm a senior. Now it's my turn to graduate. So time flew by.
When you look back to that and the changes that you've had, obviously playing with Trey Turner and Jonah Austin and Coach David Johnson and those guys being here, now with Coach Crutchfield coming in here, and kind of it's almost like you're the old man here. You've seen everybody come and everybody go. What's it been like for you, being the guy that this program's been built on?
My experience at St. Augustine has been great. Know people, meeting new people, and going places in general. Meeting all the NFL players that came from St. Aug. So it's been a blessing, and I just thank God for it.
A lot is made about you being one of the top recruits in the country, and it's always something when you talk about big-time recruits, having to prove themselves, having to go out and face competition. Here at St. Aug, you guys play one of the toughest schedules in all of high school football. What's it like for you, when Coach Crutchfield comes in here and says, hey guys, here's our schedule. We're going to play everybody but the Chicago Bears. What's that like for you?
I think competition, in order to be the best, you have to beat the best. And I want to get better as a leader and as a person. I want my team to get better. So I think our schedule, it helps a lot to see what we're working with and who's going to come in through the clutch at the end of the day.
It's always been said that competition really breeds success, and that being pushed every day, whether it's in practice or in games, is really what kind of rises people to the occasion. You got a younger brother that's someone who's out there that can compete with you all the time. Family-wise, with your dad and with your brothers, with everybody else, what's it been like with those guys pushing you outside of just the St. Aug family?
They always tell me, stay humble and keep God first. Hang around a good, positive group of people. And, they just tell me stuff to motivate me and to keep my head straight.
Well, keeping your head straight's got to be pretty tough for you. I mean, you got every school in America, offering you. You've got, guys like myself and all of the rivals, Scout, 24/7, ESPN. Everybody wants to get that little sliver of you. What's it like for you in terms of being able to dedicate yourself to St. Aug and not really worrying about the entire recruiting process?
Every night I pray on it that, God give me wisdom and help me stay humble. And I talk to my parents, a lot about recruiting, how sometimes it does get aggravating, but they tell me to say my prayers, and everything will be all right.
Now, a lot of guys look at this and they love the attention. You seem to be a guy that doesn't necessarily shy away from the attention, but not really somebody that's out there, trying to cultivate that personality. That's you're going to shock the world when you make your announcement. You've been pretty straightforward with the recruiting process. Is everything still the same? Still the same schools involved?
The same. I'm not the type of person to be all out in the open with stuff. I keep everything low key. So I'm just waiting on my visits to come and see what school I have my choices from.
Your visits are going to be?
I don't know yet. I'm not sure yet.
Ooh, little. See, here's where the mystery starts, right? Everybody's for the longest time said Alabama and LSU and a couple other ones are in there. Those schools are still in there, but there's still an opportunity for other schools to get in there. Do you pay attention to the results on Saturdays? When does the school have to win or anything like that to kind of get your attention?
I really don't pay attention on Saturdays because I'm busy watching film on our team, trying to get us better. So I couldn't really see.
Well, you see, that's an interesting kind of question there, because a lot of people think that, guys are, you're paying real close attention if a team, if a running back gets 16 carries or another school gets 22 or something like that. Do those things ever enter your mind?
Never. Not at all. I'm focused on winning a state championship right now. And like this whole weekend, I was focusing on Curtis, watching film on them, seeing where they have the weak points at weaknesses, pretty much.
And looking at the rest of your high school season, rest of your high school career, wrapping your high school career up, being someone who's gone through 4 years of this intense pressure and everything that's led up to that. When you think of a young guy like Dylan Moses up at University High School in Baton Rouge, is there anything that you can look at and kind of compare and contrast the way you've handled it and any advice you would pay to him as someone who, 4 years ago you were the next LeBron James of high school football and now it's him. What would be your advice to him?
Well, I really can't say too much because everybody's different and he committed early and I guess he really loves LSU. So there's not too much you can say about that. It's whatever your heart's at, and I guess his heart's at LSU. And to me, he made a good decision. So I'm not really mad at it. No,
and that makes a lot of sense. But I guess the best thing that I can take out of this is that what you're saying, and if you were talking with Jermaine on your team or any of the other recruits out there, everybody has to handle their own business separately, right?
Right. And it's kind of different because he graduated in 2017, so it was early, but you never know. It might switch. He might start having interest in another school, so you never know.
And you still looking at the Under Armour game, or?
Yeah, I'm still gonna play in the Under Armour game.
And is that were you planning to make your commitment?
Yeah, I'm gonna make my decision now.
Looking forward to that?
Oh yeah.
Is there any sense of relief about when you make your announcement that?
Not really. Just probably the questions. Everybody always asks me when I'm going at. So it's kind of I'm just gonna get it out the way.
But in the meantime.
Oh, in the meantime,
it's all about St. Aug
right now. It's all about my team getting a state championship.
That's how you want to end this. That's the final chapter in this story, right?
State championship, yes, sir.
All right, thanks a lot, Larry.
Yes, sir.
That's all for another edition of Sports Lagniappe. For Derek Panamsky, Jessica Pomeroy, the entire cast and crew of Sports Lagniappe. We'll see you next week.